Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to pull oracle or tarot cards. Spoiler alert, there is no wrong way, first of all, but I'm going to show you 5 different ways that you can use to pull cards so you feel like you're doing it right. But just know if your way is not one of these 5 ways, you are still completely right. I just wanted to give you a way to get started, and feel free to share your own ways or how it goes in the comments. I always love hearing that. So I'm going to try to pull you down here so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, the deck that I'm going to be using today is this one, Modern Witch Tarot. I love this one. It's got pretty over here. I guess I'm just going to show you it quick. And then the pictures are just really, some of these are upside down. All of them are upside down. I just really like these. Anyway, okay, let's get to shuffling. So first of all, before you can pull cards, you have to shuffle them, right? I'm going to show you how I shuffle them. It does not mean this is the way to do it. This is just what I do. I like to just randomly kind of cut the deck like that. I'll do that a few times. And then I usually will do this part 3 times. But for me, sometimes I just kind of feel into it and just do whatever. When I was first starting, I just decided, okay, I am gonna do this 3 times, and then I'm gonna shuffle 3 times, and that's gonna be my answer. Now I do a little bit more feeling in, but before I would just decide ahead of time, because I was like, people would be like, go until you know when to stop. And I'd be like, I don't know when to stop. So sometimes if you just decide ahead of time, it makes it easier. And I totally just lied. I did it more than 3 times. Okay, so to pull cards, you can shuffle, like I just showed you, and pull the top card. That is one way that we can pull cards. You can also pull multiple cards and feel into what wants to come out. That is a beautiful way. That is typically what I do. It feels weird not looking at you when I'm talking. If you're someone that is just starting and you don't quite trust yet that you're going to be able to feel into it, decide ahead of time. Decide, okay, I'm going to shuffle the deck 3 times. I'm going to pull 3 cards, and that is what I'm asking for. You can do that, and it's most 99% gonna work, I would say. The other thing just to think about, sometimes that bottom card does have a message for you, so you might want to peek at that. What I just showed you is typically how I pull cards, but I wanted to show you a few other ways. So come back down here, my crooked video. Okay, so another way that people like to do is spreading them all out. I do this just for fun. This is not my natural way of doing it. However, I do think it's super fun. So you can spread it out. This is a fun way too if you have people and you want to have them pick their own card. And then there's 2 kind of ways to think about this. You can use your hand, and what you're doing, this is actually a good intuition exercise. You're moving your hand along until you feel a pull to stop. So I felt it around here. So I'm gonna say, is it this card? So what I'm doing is I'm using body testing. Ooh, the devil. What chains? What do you need to let go of? I'm hearing some of you need to let go of sugar. Maybe that message is for you. It's also for me, always letting go of sugar. So I just kind of put my hand around and then feel. Again, you can just decide, okay, when I feel like it's time, that's going to be the card. For some people, they love doing this. And for other people, that's really stressful because they're going to overthink it. So if you're kind of an overthinker, a pendulum is for you, first of all, because it's a lot easier to trust the pendulum because you can see it move than trust your own feelingness and everything that you really can't see. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I don't typically do it this way, but I'm going to go across. You can see that, yeah. And I'm going to see what's going to happen. I'm not actually sure what's going to happen, to be honest. I might have to go again. Oh, you know what? I might have to decide. Let's see. Oh, okay. I think we're doing something. There we go. I don't think I went slow enough the first time. So I think what would happen, yeah, okay, discard. Just checking in. What's going to happen is your pendulum will move at some point. Mine just did a side to side motion. That's not my motion for yes, but I would just, to make it more, I think, work easier for you, what I would have said, if I was going to do this again the same way, before I even pulled my pendulum along it, I would have said, okay, please move in any way when it's the right card. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to say, okay, my intention is everything. My intention is that when it gets over the next card to pull, that the pendulum is going to move in any way that it wants to. So I might set that intention, and then I would just slowly. Oh, we're going over here. I feel like it's drawing me. Oh, interesting. Okay, do you see that? It's like pulling me that way. It's going to be like, is it? Yeah, it's the first card. That's funny. Okay, so that could happen to you too. So it kind of like, it's like I went too far. I could feel it pulling me back. So I went back first to make sure that the movement wasn't just doing that. So maybe you want to even decide with your pendulum ahead of time, like what movement it's going to make when it does that. I feel like that might make that easier. Yeah. If I was going to do that again, I would definitely set the intention. The pendulum's going to move when it hits the card, but I would decide ahead of time what movement. And I feel like back and forth or like up and down or a circle would be easiest. But that's a really fun way, I think, to play if you're feeling like, I don't know what card to pick. I think the pendulum would be super fun for that. Okay. The other way that this is like never how I do it. It never happens for me when it's like meant to happen. So have you ever been shuffling cards, or maybe if you're new, this hasn't happened yet, but sometimes you'll have a card that literally just pops out. And it's like, whoa, like flies out. It's happened to me more in client sessions. When it's my own doing, it's usually like, no, those cards just fell on the floor. But for some people, they will shuffle. My hands are also small, so I don't do, some people do like a cool side thingy. I don't know, whatever. Let's see if we can get it. Can we get a card to pop out? Are we gonna get a card? I don't know. Basically what they do is they just shuffle, and you wait for a card. Oh, these are too slippery, I think. You wait for a card to pop out, and then that's your card. So some people will really like doing that because it feels more like aligned. Okay, my card's not popping out, but I see this one sticking up. So we're going to use that as a sign. Is it this one? Yeah. This one? Yeah. So I guess that's another way. If your card's not popping out, just check. Does it look like one of your cards is trying to like get out of the deck? But sometimes they will literally fly out of the deck, and you're like, okay, that's got to mean something. And a lot of times it does. So that's important to look at too. Okay, so it's seriously that easy. It's really just shuffling until you feel like stopping, and you can shuffle however you want. You saw how I did it. It doesn't mean that's the only way. Shuffling until you feel like stopping, deciding ahead of time, I'm going to shuffle this many times, and then those are going to be my cards. The pop out thing, laying them all out using your pendulum or using your hand to go over them. Those are 5 different ways of pulling cards that I think can be super fun and simple. And if you have any questions, or you have another way that I didn't mention, definitely let us know below. I would love to read your comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.